Hi guys, so we left off with the question that I asked you guys to answer. So how does Elena feel about being a big sister? So it told us here on page 9, it tells us that she hates it. It mentions frustration, so she's frustrated. Um, she feels like nobody pays attention to her. They only pay attention to the baby. She wishes the baby had never been born. So I wrote here that Elena does not like being a big sister. She feels left out and jealous because that's what I am gathering from what I read. And if we turn here, okay, yeah, if we turn to page 12, um, the next question I asked you guys was how does Nina help Elena feel better? And so as I was reading the story, I realized that I noticed that Nina relates to Elena. She talks to her about how she used to be the big sister to her, and that she felt the same way. She was jealous of Elena. And so I wrote here that Nina makes Elena feel better by reminding her that she used to be the baby and Nina felt the same way. And also um, she reminded her of the fun things they used to do. And how much fun she had teaching her all of the things that big sisters teach little sisters. So something I want to talk to you guys about that I've noticed in here as I'm reading is the characters and the way that the characters behave and the characters change. Their characteristics change. So what we're going to do is we're going to analyze the characters. So as I read the story, I pause often to consider the words, actions, and thoughts of the main character, Elena, so I can better understand her. So for example, I read that Elena was feeling frustrated with all the attention that her new baby sister was getting. She is worried that her parents won't have enough love for all the members of her family. So on the basis of this information, I can tell that Elena is a loving person. And pausing often while I am reading to consider the main character's words, actions, and thoughts helps me better understand the character and to enjoy what I'm reading. So as we analyze characters, we're going to notice that they change. So let's look here. So on this, what we're going to do here is we're going to write one of her character traits or qualities at the top of each box. So I'm going to write it up here, and then we need to list an example displaying those traits. So if we look back here at the beginning of the story, I remember she was getting excited for her birthday. She had counted down for her birthday month until her birthday was coming, and she was excited, and I knew she was excited because they used words like exclaimed. So, and you see her face here. She's very happy and excited. So I'm going to put here Elena is excited. And the example of how I knew she was excited, she was smiling in the picture, and she was counting down for her birthday. Okay, So if we look at the middle of the story, her character changed. She was happy and excited and counting down for her birthday, but then we see her facial expression starting to change. She's getting a little frustrated, I think. This picture here, you can tell she's moping by the way that she has her head down. She's like kicking her foot. She's not happy at all. So her character changed there from somebody being happy to somebody being sad. So I'm going to put Elena is sad. And again, I knew because she looked sad in the pictures. And she said things like, right here, she felt forgotten. So that was a character trait. She was excited. She went from being excited to being sad. And then if we look here in the story, so she's upset here. And then you see her facial expression here. She went back to being happy again. And then again, she was frustrated. And she spent a lot more time being frustrated and angry. So this one here is a good character trait. It's a good change too. She was angry. I know she was angry because the author said she shouted. She said she hates being a big sister. So that definitely tells me that she's angry, especially using a word like hates. So as you continue reading, I want you to continue looking at those characters, analyzing the character Elena, and looking for those changes in her characteristics and how she changes from page to page on how she feels and what's going on. So for tomorrow, you're going to read the rest of the book. So you should be reading 13 through 15. And I will have some comprehension questions for you to answer. And then that will be it for this book. We'll start a new book on Monday. So you guys have a good weekend. Talk to you later.